Hi, hi everyone. I'm Yuma. I'm from Japan. I'm I'm an artist, and I really like exploring creative computation in the field of contemporary visual art, so to speak. Um, for the past 5 years or so, I've been experimenting with real-time 3D graphics and to create um, art pieces. Um, the Today I'm gonna give you a workshop on Unity's VFX Graph, which is a really powerful tool that allows you to create fancy visuals kind of easily. And if you know a little bit about technical things, you can create really amazing visuals with this particular tool. And first thing I'm gonna do today is actually um, showcasing some of my work and for like inspirations. And so I'm going to uh, share my screen. Uh, for the last year, particularly, I've been like sharing my work on Instagram and things, and mostly Unity stuff, and as well as Unreal Engine things. Um, it's really like fun to share my work with people, and I can like receive like some kind of feedback from time to time. And recently, I'm working on a film project. Um, I kind of wanted to making something bigger than sketches. On Instagram, for example, I see many people making creative coding sketches, but I thought um, how like I can possibly make visual narratives using creative coding techniques. And one of the examples is this one. It's a bit long, but I think it's gonna be a little bit interesting. And
Is this supposed to have sound?
yeah, you can't hear.
I cannot hear, yes. There should be an option in your interface on share computer audio. Next to the microphone, I think there is an option about sharing computer audio as well. But we can see the visuals.
Yeah. Maybe there are like few interesting techniques maybe I used in this film. One of them is ray margin, and you can make like basically something like this. It's like based on some kind of formula called Julia set fractals or something. And it's kind of making 4D shapes. And like first time I saw this kind of fractals, I was really interested in how like fluidly these shapes change. And this is another like ray margin thing.
I also share your links of Instagram and Vimeo here on the chat area so people can have and follow them.
yeah. Check it out here if you like. And this is the like point cloud stuff I like previously shared, and I'm gonna basically talk about how I made this. And I don't have like a new iPhone, but like it's got the LiDAR sensor. It's basically allows you to like capture like a 3D scanned thing. So if you have those kind of new iPhone or iPad, maybe you can create your own point cloud stuff really easily. That might be like an interesting idea to test out. This is like a pretty much vertex shader thing. This is another ray margin example. Like I really like make those like weird shapes for some reason. I initially like started ray margin experiment in Unity, but later on I realized it could be like different if I like put those ray margin objects in Unreal Engine. So and those are like some of the results, and I've got this is a Niagara thing. Niagara is a visual effect tool in Unreal Engine, and yeah, and today's workshop is about Unity, but actually, like I do think Unreal Engine is another like a fantastic option, and if you wanna like create any kind of interactive or real-time graphics. And this one is AI, or more specifically GAN art. And it's kind of clear to me that one of the trends in generative art is AI. And so I really wanted to create some kind of AI system that generates flowers like this. actually that was my first time to train my own network. It was fun, but the problem is training a network a little bit costly as I rely on remote servers to train those networks. But I'm really looking forward to experimenting with AI and more. Um, hmm. Sometimes I mean, like I'm a freelance and I have to get like commercial projects from time to time, basically to pay the bills, and I didn't need money. And that sometimes, like fortunately, I can work on really interesting commercial projects. And it was about a year ago, and I worked on this interactive like Kinect installation thing. That might be like interesting to show.
Just also to repeat that we don't have the sound from the videos, but I have shared the links with everybody here, so you can see the original video with the original quality and with the sound as a reminder to everybody. Yuma, shall we proceed to the next part? As we discussed, like we will have this first bit of the introduction, and then we go to see your work, and then we'll go to something more practical. Would you like to continue with that bit? Is that okay? Do you have something else you would like to show, or shall we continue?
Let's like do the workshop. I'm done. It's
great, really nice work. Thank you for sharing this, and we will make sure that we'll see a few more things from the links that they are included in your accounts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for sharing your works.
This is the main thing of today's workshop. I showed this thing a little bit earlier. It's made with VFX Graph in Unity. And I'm not there are many like Unity artist or creative courses out there, and in my opinion, like the best resource in that sense would be Keijiro Takahashi. He's working Unity technologies in Japan. If you want to make any interactive real-time stuff in Unity, I definitely recommend check his work. It's simply amazing. And actually, to date, point cloud thing, it's based on one of his packages he released earlier. Mm. Um, which is this one. With this package, and you can import point cloud files and use them in Unity or to render in Unity without any like technical uh, like obstacles or problems. So that's why I used this. And the, uh, then I'm gonna show the Unity project. So this is the project, and I'm gonna like explain how like the VFX graph was made. Um, if you look at the scene, it actually looks like this. It's like I like put this one like point cloud four times and create like relatively huge like map thing so that I can do the camera animation and to create some kind of a short film type thing. Here it's the graph essentially. So inside the graph, like there are two emitters, and one of them is making that kind of main part, and the other is just spawning like a bunch of particles from the ground, so to speak. To make it clear, and maybe you don't really understand what I said. So if I just take this thing, then like the particles are gone. And if I like remove the other emitter, now you can't see anything. So what I meant by this was if I just focus on the emitter thing, you just see like a kind of extremely abstract particles. It doesn't make any sense. But if I add the other emitter, and like you can kind of feel the whole thing.
Sorry, just to add something here, sorry to interrupt you. So this one, you are explaining how you have utilized the VFX graph within your project, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the users that they are online, the participants, maybe they don't know that within Unity, you have the option to utilize the VFX graph, which is a tool to generate particles and similar systems as the one that you have in the back. Just to reference it, that, sorry to interrupt you. Please go ahead.
Okay, thanks. And I think like if you're studying at NYU, maybe like you done a little bit of VFX experiments, but maybe you didn't like point cloud stuff with VFX graph. And to like spawn particle at a specific point, you have to like set positions of those particles, and you can do that by using like these functions. Like you can, yeah, there are many like options you can choose, and one of them is like set position from map. The point cloud is like information of a bunch of like positions as well as colors. So you have to refer both. I have to tell the particular system which like position the particle should be spawned, also which color the particle should be, and you can do so by reading color textures as well as position textures. In Unity, it looks like this. Really like if you look at like the textures only, maybe like it doesn't really make any sense. But by reading these textures, actually you are telling the system like those positions and the colors. So if I like don't tell the colors, and if I disable this and this. So now the color is not accurate because I'm not telling the proper colors, and here like into like a black and white kind of visuals or something. Maybe you don't necessarily like have to use color textures, but in this example, I'm referring the color textures. And once you spawn those particles, you are telling the system how you're going to update the system. So here I use turbulence, which is basically like adding noise to those particles. For example, if I like set the noise really strong, you can make really, I don't know, chaotic thing if you want. I wanted to like, I wanted to make that shape clear. That way you can tell like what kind of a quantifier I used, which is clearly a garden. And here are with particulate cube. Set here I'm setting the material of those particles, and here I set lit cube, and that's why I'm those cubes, those particles are affected by the shading and lighting in Unity. And here I kind of wanted to make metallic shapes. So I applied 0.7 for the metallic value. Like I clearly like change the value, and you can work on the look development as much as you want. there are like other nodes I didn't use, but it was like fun to experiment with um, or like tweaking values, uh, like the metallic values I mentioned.
Sorry, can I just interrupt again? I'm not sure that the participants here, they have a good knowledge of the overall system that you are describing. So I'm just worried that perhaps some of them, they need to have a more contextual information, some more basic things to understand how to follow along your logic, because your system looks very cool and it's a very nice work to be able to see it. But I'm sure I'm expressing this as a question from the participants that they messaged me, if it would be possible either to simplify some parts in the presentation so that they can follow along, or if we can begin in setting up a project so that they also can have some practice within that. And then we can refer back to this, or it is up to you how you want to frame it. I just wanted to express these comments I received. Okay, thank you, and sorry for interrupting you again.
Okay, yeah. So then, like, let's like make like something similar, well, a little bit easier from scratch. The first thing is gonna be like finding a point cloud, or like making a point cloud if you want, and uh, uh, I think there are many ways to like find point clouds online, and one of the website I sometimes use is Sketch Um, everyone like I think many like free stuff you can find, and you can obviously download them for free. It's really like useful, um, like to work on some random things, because like all of them are, not all of them, I mean, there are free assets. I mean, you can like buy some of them if you want as well. Um, mm, um, I like there are many options, but I wanna uh, go with this roses today. And I don't know, there's no reason, but I, I like started it out before, so I guess it's gonna work. And the format is like something called the PLY. I don't know like what this means, but just like this, you can download these point cloud things and downloads. Extract. So after I unzipped, you can get this flowers PL file, and I'm going to import this into the Unity project that I showed.
Do you recommend using the point cloud importer from K0?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the PCX project, yeah, I will post the link here and the viewers can download if they want.
Yes, so now I import it, but like setup not working. So this thing looks pink, but that's okay for now. And I'm afraid I don't really understand the rotation thing in like 3D software in general, but like depending on the software you use, and you have to like handle those like rotation thing. Like sometimes like it's like flipped, and you maybe need to like fix the rotation in order to make it look correct, basically. Um, um, and after import this, I believe that you can like generate the color texture and the position texture using the package I mentioned. Yes. So give me a second. Um,
Can I share my screen just a bit? Sorry.
yeah.
I just imported your model that you asked us to download. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imported it into 2020. This is the version of my. I imported it into 2020 version, and it seems to be working. The PCX master. Yeah, that's the one you suggested to download, and I just placed the model here in the assets, in the flowers that I got, which will give me this thing here. Okay, just wanted to make sure that we are on the same page. Cool.
Okay. Like, did you like see some kind of option, something like generate color, texture, or a position texture? Like, I couldn't like find the way to do that, and I forgot.
Feel free to share your screen again. I stole the screen just for a second to share with the people where I am, basically. Or if they follow the same process, maybe they would find this helpful. So the idea would be now to do what exactly with the point cloud? Because I also haven't done this process myself, and it would be great if you can let us know. We want from this point to do what? This three-dimensional object that we imported.
So I somehow I can't like generate a position and color texture, and have the point cloud file, and maybe like I needed to update the package or something at some point. But assuming like I've got new point cloud, let's make VFX graph from scratch and to render the point cloud. Clearly, and what you're gonna do is like inside project window, right click and create visual effects and visual effects graph. Like if I okay, so if you simply open this, you're gonna see this like 2D planes like spawning from a particular point. Clearly, like that's not we want. Um, and like for some reason, like this like system not spawning many particles, and I think easy way to make your own like visual effects, maybe create node and you can like choose system. There are some options and you can pick up and for example, if I go with swarm particle system, the, it, it spawning like many particles. I rather like elaborate my system from this swarm because I can feel like closer to what I wanna make. So I'm just gonna like delete this small system.
Can I ask something, because I'm trying to understand your process. I understand what you're saying at the moment, but is the image on the back relevant to what we see on the VFX graph? Because I see your render image on the game view, and I don't know, this is confusing me a little bit because I can see your full project rendered there, but on the VFX graph, you have the point cloud, right? Am I understanding correctly?
Yeah, now I'm just showing some kind of a template that we're gonna work from, and
okay, because behind is the game view, but it's not related to what you show at the moment on the VFX graph.
Yeah, I'm just now like activating my VFX graph that's created. So this thing is not related to the game view at all.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Good to clarify, because also it can be for someone that doesn't have a lot of experience on this. Maybe it will be easier to see what we generate through the process of using the VFX graph. Okay, cool, great.
Yeah.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah. So I just made a VFX graph, and from now I'm gonna like render the point cloud and kind of show in the process how I made it. Here, like hit space bar, and there are some options. And I think the you can like pick set color from map. This is the one I wanna use, I guess. And the options sample mode. So you going to like pick like how to sample, and in this case, we are referring to color texture, and so go with sample 2D LOD. Sorry, maybe I was wrong. Random constant per particle. And here attribute map. This one. And just pick the color map. If you import multiple like point clouds, maybe you might have multiple color maps, so you might have to be careful about which color map you're going to choose. And
the color map is an image, right? Like a PNG or JPEG.
it's a I
Like where can we find a color map like this if I don't have on my system?
This is like generated inside editor because we are using K0PCX package. Basically, the package generates color map and position map from the point cloud files you imported. So
okay,
without the package, you're not gonna have those maps. So that's why I used his package.
Cool.
Yeah. Maybe like other options, maybe somebody else developed other packages that allow you to do the same, or maybe you can create your own like package or something if you are really technically adept. There are also I wanna find the positions of the particles. This one. gonna use this block set position from map, and here, and you have to choose the attribute map, and here, and you have position maps here. Then I guess now yeah, like it's weird, but if I disable this color overlay, I think still not, because particles are distorted. You can't really see. Hmm, I'm not sure if you can tell, but now the VFX graph is able to like render the point cloud kind of accurately, but the color is really darker that I want. Maybe I can tweak color balance inside the VFX graph. For I think here there's a parameter value scale, and I guess like I can increase like I don't know, from 1 to 10, and then I think make the color kind of brighter. Still not quite. Oh, but kind of like you can you can now like see like the garden here. He tried to do so. Um, um, what I mean by this is, for example, if I open up a completely like empty thing, and if I bring the Vex graph in here, and you can like see uh, see that, but rotation is wrong. To, I think my minus. And then maybe like, mm, I'm not sure. Maybe you can now like see um, the the garden. Uh, maybe I can increase the color value a little bit more. Um, like maybe it's clear. At least maybe I think you understand how to like import point cloud and to render in a Unity thing. Uh,
So the behavior here for the particles is a little turbulence that you have, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And can I see a little bit up the VFX graph? You have in the initialization stage the map. This is where you use the color map to initialize the particle system. And you use the color map there, and it will generate the positions basically from the map to the particles, and then you create a little turbulence on them and you render them on the screen.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you
great.
for
Yes, makes sense.
yeah,
Cheers.
for the clarification. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Like I tested out like p values. Yeah, I mean in terms of like the turbulence. So like if you set intensity 0, the particles are gone. So if I wanna like make the movement like slow, and I just like set that really small value, then like maybe um, you kind of see the uh, like shape of the point cloud more clearly. Uh, and now maybe like I'm gonna talk about the output part a little bit. I think I used different output block. Um, the output particularly late here. Then now like it looks a bit like too bright, but at least you can tell it's like getting like bloom effect and the things. Um, And mm, uh, since like I just using the default lighting, and it's default lightings. I probably need to figure out how to like make those particles look kind of accurate, and just like the one I showed previously. Um, when I use lit particles. Uh, uh, Maybe I'm gonna um, yeah, I'm going to like open the garden scene again, and let me check what kind of light I added. Um, mm, uh, it, creating or like working on post processing is a little bit time consuming, I suppose. And like there's so many parameters and you can check and in Unity, and you can create your own post processing profile. Um, it, uh, oh, here it says volume profile. Uh, you can create your own like a volume profile, and you can like add, you can what, create your own setup. For example, uh, post processing. I don't know. Bloom is, I think it's really easy to see the change. Oh, if like changing the intensity value and kind of make the final image look different, kind of make the image blurry, I think. And just like Bloom, I can like add other filters or effects. Um, for example, chromatic aberration. Um, uh, I'm just using this because like the effect is kind of obvious, so you can like understand how like those like post processing stuff works. Um, it's 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 fun to like go through other values and also adding uh, other effects, and like probably I can't like cover everything because of the time, but it's really interesting to like mess around with those um, those characters. Um, and I'm gonna talk about uh, camera shortly. If I run this thing, so the camera is animated because I created a camera animation for this, and I'm gonna kind of show how I did it. Um, um, yeah, it's like you can attach animator and component and to move around the camera. And in this project, I made really like simple animation to I don't know. I just thought it's better to like show the whole thing and as if like you are like working in this particular like thing. And I'm gonna, yeah. So for example, you can create animator. Just like animator, create animator. Oh, it's more like actually create animation as an animator, and the animation clip is basically changing the position of the camera and the rotation. I think I can like show you how to create an animation quickly. Yeah.
So what things are you animating here? What would you like to animate? Position and rotation, yeah?
Yeah.
Here you have the camera animation. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This like animation is kind of long, and I mean for a workshop, I guess it may be making a short time animation, and it's possible here. Yeah, by the way, making camera animations and not extremely complicated in my opinion. And if you look at like like those lines look kind of complicated, but the Unity automatically take care of the interpolation things, so you don't necessarily like you just need to set certain like point, then like animation would be done pretty like quickly. If I open the animation controller, it's actually when it starts and it triggers this animation, and its motion is decided here. It is camera anim, and it can be test that I just created seconds ago. If I do this and the animation is not working anymore. Uh, and if I like activate camera, I can add a property, and for example, maybe like transform position, just like the camera anim. Um, um, I think this one means like 1 second. So I think maybe maybe I can make like 5 second animation something, and for the sake of simplicity, and uh, uh, the maybe like two. I can just I can add a keyframe here, and maybe just change the position to like last week, for example. Yeah, then I can now see like a really awkward animation, and I could definitely useless, but at least it's a demo of how to create camera animations with this tool. And if I play the scene, um, yeah, I'm not sure if like this is like simple enough, maybe. So I really quickly touched upon like point cloud thing, and camera animation thing and the post-processing thing. And that's like basically about the first part of this workshop.
Okay, great. So yeah, if we can use the animator later on, we can drive through the cloud or do any sort of motion, and also whatever properties that we have exposed from each one of the game objects, then this can be animated in a way. But this is more static, the values, like they will not change, they're not dynamic. They are keyframed in a similar like way that we will have in After Effects or Premiere, that you have static values and we interpolate between these values. Yeah, it's a useful feature.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So shall we, as you said, like this is the first part, like would you like to take a break or something and we can continue like in 10 minutes or so? What do you think? Or shall we, okay, great. So let's have like 10 minutes to reflect on what we have so far. And if you guys have any question, if anyone has any question, please feel free to add them on the chat box and we'll make sure that we'll get back to you and have a look. Okay, great, thank you. See you in 10 minutes. Okay, so shall we resume for this other part of the session? Feel free to continue when you are ready.
Okay.
Actually, I had a question before we continue. Before I ask you about the color, the map that you used, I'm not sure where did you like the color from map and the position from map that you used in VFX. Where is this map related to the model that we downloaded from the like the PLY model?
Yeah.
This part I missed. I wasn't sure. Like you download the PLY file, which includes the 3D dimensional information of your object as points, okay? And then the color map is generated from where?
I well, what I wanted to do was actually generate the color map and the position map from the loaded point cloud, but maybe my project had some issues with that. Maybe the package was not updated or something.
Ah,
But I just forgot how to do that. But I actually couldn't make color the position textures for the roses. So I skipped that part. But in
okay,
theory, in
yeah.
theory, and if you import any kind of point cloud file, PLY files, you can generate color map as well as a position map and render them, just like I render the garden point cloud.
But how do I do this conversion? Is there like some software that will do the
It,
conversion for me? Do I
it's
do it
like
manually?
I think I forgot that like you can do that inside the editor as long as like you installed the casual package. I forgot, and maybe there's some like a button or something, and you can like just generate the
Ah,
maps without any
okay.
any problem.
Okay, yeah, because this, as I said, I haven't done this before and I was curious about this technique. Yeah, I
Mm.
will investigate more. I will have a look. Okay, great. Cheers. Please feel free to continue with the things that you want to cover at the
Yeah,
moment, this part.
sure. Uh, so um, I talked about how to generate particles based on the point cloud you imported, and now the topic gonna be different, and it is kind of incorporating textures uh, to um, generate like a kind of a colorful particles. Um, I'm gonna anyway show you the project. Mm. Um, so the colors of particles are like really based on the sample texture, and like there's a way to sample 2D texture and apply to generate uh, these particles. Um, I think that's relatively like simple, or like much simple than the point cloud one. I think this part, going to be particularly difficult. Just like you like initialize points and colors. In the previous example, you're going to set color uh, from map, but this time map means 2D texture. Uh, that's why the sample mode should be sample 2D LOD. And here actually I export text 2D parameters so that I can like positively like change the texture dynamically. I mean, I didn't, but you can theoretically. Here we got the inspector and the texture 2D parameter is exported in the inspector window. So you can change like any kind of like texture you'd like to use. For example, uh, like for example, like if I should pick this one, maybe like maybe I need to decrease the intensity of this light. Then like you can see what happened clearly. I can like I can do other like texture obviously. Um, like anything. Um, and maybe that uh, turbulence intensity is kind of strong. Uh, uh, if I lower the turbulence value, you can like make something like this. Don't know, like it's really like maybe based on like on what you wanna make. Um, uh, and uh, then I'm gonna kind of demonstrate how I made this from scratch. Although it's gonna be like pretty straightforward, I assume. Uh, just like before, create. Uh, Mm. Uh, mm. Like, if you make your own like particle system, one thing like you wanna explore might be those like spawn rate or capacity, and probably depends on the review you have. If you have like advanced CPU, like I don't know 2080 Ti, whatever, you can like obviously generate more particles, and generally like it's preferred for real-time artists. So then like you might wanna like get those new like graphics cards from NVIDIA or whatever if you want. Anyway, I just made a VFX graph and uh, like set uh, the rate bit higher than the default. Um, to initialize particle positions, there are some like blocks you can choose. Here and for this example, I gonna go with position box. Um, for the output. I'm gonna pick particle elite cube. Um, the I disabled uh, velocity, then like the system like just like spawning particles, but those particles not moving at all. Then I'm gonna set the colors of the particles. Set color from and it's not random constant, whatever. Number 2, DLOD. The that's like I chose like a variety of textures in the inspector window, and you can do the same in the VFX graph. And by the way, like I was like looking at like galaxy pictures, whatever, the other day. So because like I thought like space images are really good looking, and I thought it was a nice idea to use those textures to generate colors. Not generate, it's more like sample colors.
I assume Refik Anadol uses a similar technique, yeah, for his particle works.
Who?
Refik Anadol.
I assume so. Yeah. Yeah, I really like his work. Yeah. By the way, uh,
Can I ask you if you have used any shaders within VFX Graph? It has an option to generate shaders for a VFX graph, but I have found that it is a little bit buggy, like it has some problems. I don't know about it, but anyway, just wanted to
It,
share this
yeah.
question.
If you kind of like um, so like by the way, like I'm kind of busy with like doing those things and kind of ignoring like the questions, but actually I'm like more than happy to answer any kind of questions you might have. Sorry about that. If you like kind of click on the VFX graph, it actually it's like made of like computer shares, and I think I've seen like some people like making their own like custom computer shares and kind of communicating with the VFX graph in Unity. But I've never done that. But if you, I assume like if you write your own custom like computer setters and to like do something with VFX graph, maybe you can kind of move particles more like dynamically, for example, or more um, differently, pretty much. You can basically create your own functions to um, manipulate those particles. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting idea. If you like know a little bit about computer science, and yeah, I kind of want to do, but I've never done um, those experiments. But yeah, I'd love to do that at some point. Uh, mm, mm, mm. I thought like something colored is done properly, but actually I can't see the result that I was looking for. Yeah, I made a mistake at some point, I guess. But in the initial lights, like section or block, that this is what you're going to do, to sample the colors from to the texture. And Oh, I, I guess I was wrong with sample position. Oh, yeah. So here you are referring to texture, but like here we got texture, and you have to tell like which position of the texture should be sampled, if that makes sense. And you can like tell which like position of the texture should be sampled by like putting those blocks. Um, I'm not sure like, if I can do it. Oh, see if I like do the sampling correctly, now I can see the system is um, like making like particles in a way that I wanted. Mm, mm, um, I think the particle size is too large. Um, I like sampling is wrong. Like I guess I made a mistake. I forgot what I did.
It's okay. No worries. It is fine. Can I ask you for the projects that you are demonstrating now? Do you have on GitHub some of the source code? Have you shared any of these projects publicly?
Yeah. For this like sampling texture thing, it is not like online at the moment, but it's like basically pretty much about only this
yeah configuration.
code, this screenshot. Obviously, like I can like share
sure
project.
makes sense. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, by the way, yeah, I often like share my stuff. I have my GitHub and not extremely like active right now, but previously like I like published many repositories. Most of them are Unity related, particularly maybe shader stuff. And I was like really interested in like ray matching, just like I mentioned earlier. And
great. I'm asking like if someone wants to get the projects that you have developed, and especially those related to what we covered today, then they can go ahead and check them out from your GitHub and play with them. You know, it's a great thing to play with the project and learn through the process. And of course, with your explanation, everything makes more sense. You know, it's much more clear to understand your intentions behind the setting up the project in certain way.
I just dropped a link to the Point Cloud project, and it's
great. Thank
like
you.
I made like several months ago, but still probably relevant to the current Unity version, and maybe you can explore it if you want.
Great, cool. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you would like, if you have any other content to cover for today. Is there something else in addition? I remember we talked about these topics that we have demonstrated so far. I don't know if you have to add something to the content, or you feel that we can have some time to practice, or anything. I'm happy to hear your suggestions.
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with like today's my content, and I was like supposed to tell. But last thing maybe I want to mention here. I mean, in terms of sampling textures, you can actually like create a render texture, and if you render like a video or something, then like you can use kind of a video texture rather than static 2D texture. It's like maybe more like visually pleasing in some cases. But yeah, I'm not gonna show that since I don't have it like anything like I prepared before. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty much for today from my side.
Great, thank you. It has been really nice to see these wonderful techniques that you are using, and it's also really nice to see how Unity is being utilized for developing visual art, in a sense. Yeah, artistic works that you interpret, the artist will interpret in their own way. It's a great tool, and many people, they use it, more and more people. I would say that still there are some things, some glitches to fix to get there. As I mentioned before about the shader graph and VFX, it has some issues. Probably in the future, this will be fixed. Yeah. So I don't know if our participants, they have some question or something to add. If we can help you with something, feel free, please, to write on your chat area, and we'll have a discussion. We can have some like open time now to do anything that makes sense. Here we have shared already the project that we used today for this demo. It would be great if you leave us your comments, or if you continue to keep in touch, we would be happy to discuss with you in the future, either if you're students and you want some advice, or if you do like some other commercial projects, or even for just this is your interest and you like to be doing that. So yeah, if you feel that there is nothing to add or to say, is okay. I'm hoping to see all of you again next time. I recognize some people here on my participant list. And for those that I don't recognize, it's nice to have you here. And if you want to add something, please add something, or say something, or use the chat area for anything. Okay, that's great then. I will make sure that this session is being uploaded to our website. Basically, if someone wants to access it from NYU, you will be able to access it. And I don't know, if someone else wants to use it, then you can email me, and I can provide it for you. It would be great to do this. And of course, Yuma, if you would like to use the video in any way, I will also share it with you, and feel free to share it to any sources, any media that you want. Okay. Great. So thank you all very much. It has been great. Thank you, Yuma. Very nice works, very nice techniques that you showed us, and we'll try to study a little bit more of your process and your techniques. And I would be very happy to share with you later on some of the works of our students. Maybe they can inspire you as well as you inspired us today. Okay.
Yeah,
great. All right. So thank you, everybody, and have a very nice day.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Take care.